total regime of economy.
There's no money, but you hang in there.
Russia freezes hundreds of infrastructure projects.
It's because of the complex impact of sanctions.
It is impossible to continue working without imported components which Russian technologies were based on, and the Kremlin does not have enough money for all projects, so they save where they can.
There is a real shortage of money in Russia. There are not enough money resources, first of all, for these investment projects.
The Kremlin wants to save 300 billion rubles on the railway, or rather in its absence. The Northern Latitudinal Railway is the name given to the ambitious 707-kilometer-long railway project in the Arctic zone, in the Yamalo-Nenets Autonomous District. Actually, it has already been frozen due to lack of money. The same situation with the highway from Tomsk to the Kuzbas Taiga. It was supposed to be built for 17 billion rubles, but there is no money. Aviation has the same problem. The work of the domestic low-cost carrier, Citrus, is impossible without imported aircraft. Don't expect a new bypass road in St. Petersburg or a subway in Krasnoyarsk either. The Kremlin has no money for them.
At the beginning of July, the Russian Ministry of Finance happily announced that they had a surplus, but at the end of July they had a budget hole of 900 billion rubles. This is a record since 2011. This has not happened since 2011. The Russian economy is bursting at the seams.
Even in Russia's strategic sector, the energy sector, there is stagnation. Import substitution does not save the day. Creation of domestic equipment for gas liquefaction turned out to be unfeasible. 35 billion rubles were not allocated for it from the budget. Almost the same amount was saved on not modernizing the power plant in Tatarstan.
Energy projects and their development provided the main sources of federal budget revenue. Russia's economic development will slow down significantly in the near future, just due to the fact that it is physically and objectively impossible to fully ensure import replacement in all sectors of the economy.
But the Kremlin spares no money for the war. Putin's latest decision is to add another 137,000 soldiers to the army. In such a way, the regular strength of the Russian armed forces will increase from more than 1,900,000 people to 2,040,000. The order comes into force from the beginning of the next year, just in time to change the budget.
Russia has dramatically increased funding for its military sector. The military-industrial complex has received hundreds of billions of additional money to make up for the losses in equipment and weapons that they are getting at the front line from Ukrainian armed forces.
But it is the Russians themselves who will lose in such budgetary games. After all frozen infrastructure projects mean hundreds of thousands of jobs and billions in takes, which will not make up the Russian budget.
Both incomes and GDP will fall by 9%. Unemployment will grow this year and next year. In addition to this 9, there will be 10–11%. And then I predict that next year there will be a shortage in some regions, not only of money, but also food and even vodka. And this is already a revolutionary situation for Russia.
According to economists, because of the freezing of investment projects, another 1.5 million Russians will find themselves on the labor market, in addition to those who have lost their jobs as a result of the withdrawal of Western companies from Russia. Reported by Roman Smoler, Ksenia Barvinenko, UATV News.